Good morning, everyone. I see chat's getting busy. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Coleen, and this is my channel, Coleen Says in Chats. Welcome. Allergies are going off this morning. Dehydrated from yesterday. It's going to be one of those days. Got water, got giant water, and a giant coffee. They offset each other, right? Okay. I saw Dawn over at my Quilt projects. She popped in at 9 o'clock last night and said hello. She's like, I'm the first comment. So, Dawn, I see you. Yes, you were. Thank you. Oh, goodness. I forgot to turn my speakers off. I knew I was forgetting something. Allergies, rosacea. I took my asthma medicine, so we won't have an asthma attack in the middle of life, we hope. Okay, let's try that again. Good morning. Good morning, Melissa. Thank you. She says, don't forget to pay the rent. That is her way of saying, give Coleen a thumbs up because she showed up. I added the last part. Good morning, Brenda Foley. Good to see you. They make her go into work. Yes, it is rude. But grateful. I'm healthy and able at 60. Yes, that is impressive. Both my parents were on disability because of the jobs that they'd done through their lives, I guess. My mom's knees were bad. My dad's spine was all kinds of crazy. So I think they were on disability shortly after they turned 60. So I figured they really earned it. I know how hard they worked. Rainy, foggy day in Michigan. Michigan. I'm going to cough. My eyes are itchy and I'm going to cough. Good sound and picture today. Yay! The kid was downloading and paused it so I could go live. I would have disconnected him, so it doesn't matter. The box is over there and I control it. He has to get past me. And hopefully it stays good today. Good morning. Words aren't coming easy. Good morning, Dee Dee. Whoop, I scrolled. Okay. Good morning, Dee Dee. Hope you're all doing good this morning. Let's see. Hello, Dee Dee. Thank you for sharing, Melissa. Good morning, Sherry Duman. Is that how you say the last name? Can I say Sherry? Good morning. It's good to see you. I have the world's worst memory, honest to goodness. I can't remember if I've seen you before in my chat or somebody else's chat, but welcome. There's Lan. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, our friends in the UK. And Sylvia is on holiday. That's what they call it there. I keep saying vacation. They call it holiday. I think it sounds so much nicer. Sylvia's on holiday. Thank you all for joining. And I think I put subscribers only on, and I probably did for 2 days. Thank you for the new subscribers. It's not trying to prevent you from being in the chat. It's trying to keep, okay, I'm going to say it, but it triggers something in YouTube when I do this. It is to keep the trolls and the people who just want to misbehave out. Most people don't want to stick around 2 days to bug you. And I change that every week just for that purpose. My premieres haven't had any problem, but I've noticed everybody's allowed in those. I don't know why I've done that. It does. Melissa says, holiday sounds so much better than vacay. Okay. Oh, she's at the seaside. Sylvia's at the seaside, Lynn says. All righty, all righty. My voice has allergies today and morning voice, so come on. If you're new around here, what I do is I pick a block. I pick a random number. Pardon me just a second. have my stuff piled up, not planning on saying this. I pick a random number and then I see which block it goes to. This book has 110 blocks in it. I use my phone to pick a random number live, so you know that ain't nothing, sketchy going on here. And I go to the page, I cover it up. Let's see, where is it? Oh, there's today's. I try not to show you the page, the one on the other side, because that's not okay. But this is today's triangles and stripes. And let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh, if you haven't checked out, I cannot go through everybody. Okay. Melissa made a very cute hat recently. It's doing other cute stuff. And our hashtag dynamic trio, hashtag hat trick is myself, Melissa, and Sylvia, Practically Creative, and you and me, FPP. We all have different takes on the block of the month, and it's very interesting to see what each of us do, and it might inspire you too. I've had comments that, we are, so yay, that's the goal. And I was going to say, check out my friend Dee Dee. She is not a quilter. We don't hold that against her. I have to say that every time, so everybody's nice. I'm teasing. We love Dee Dee. Dee Dee is over at My Big Tidy Up, and she has got some awesome content. It's cleaning, decluttering, decorating, and it's fall. If you like fall, you got to see what she does. Seriously. Not even saying that because I love her. And I did a short, I don't remember if I shared it on my community page, because I know, people who watch shorts don't necessarily watch long content. People who watch uploads don't necessarily watch others, so that's fine. I get that. But I did a short. We had a burnt popcorn smell, because somebody caught ramen noodles on fire. Almost, they smolder. They don't actually catch fire. They smolder. Anyway, I made her simmer pot. It's a recipe, but not a recipe. Throw a bunch of stuff in and let it go on the stove, and oh my gosh, it smelled like fall in my house. I love it. And it works better than candles. It perfumes the environment a lot faster. I think that was too fancy, but I can't think of my other words. Yes, Sylvia's having soup down by the seashore. Coleen, good morning. Do you say it, Coleen? Good morning. Good to see you. It is so interesting, all the different spellings of the name and the pronunciations. I have one L, and my mom tells everybody it is not Coleen, it is Coleen. I don't waste time correcting them. I just, sometimes when I'm asked how it's pronounced, I'll say, like Jolene, Dolly Parton song. Jolene. So anyway, curious how you say it. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. Okay, I've got a couple things on schedule today, and I'm going to try to keep it in my hour. I'll probably be in the half hour because this block should go quickly, but my mouth does not stop. I have happy mail from a friend of mine. I was going to tell you who it was, but I don't know if I should tell you who it is when I open it. We'll decide whether I'm telling you who I got happy mail from or not. Stay tuned. Yes, Colleen says it the 2L way. Okay. That is so cool. There's a lady at the Plasma Donation Center where I go that works there, and her name is pronounced Coleen, but it's spelled like mine with one L. So every time I go in, they tease us. Nah, both Coleens are here. Both Coleens are here. They say it both ways. So I'm just, yeah. Oh, cool. Melissa, thank you. What was I doing? Give me just too much stuff. I got a new light this weekend because mine quit. That was fun. Oh. See, I had to go look. I was trying to see what Coleen had for her picture. It is a very pretty quilt block. Because I'm just that nosy. And Melissa, Oh, the green and everything. Everything needs one piece of green. She says she checked her out. Thank you, thank you. That's what my moderators are here for, the people in blue. They keep out the not nice people. Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna keep talking while you guys chat in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna pick the random number real quick so we get that done with, and I can move on to Happy Meal and then the block. And I bet this is, oh nope, still on there. Okay, 1 to 110. It always starts with a number. Oops, see if I lost my generate. 106. Oh, did you guys see that? Did I take off too quick? 106. She's a quilter. She has to be nice, is what Melissa says about Coleen. I used to think that. Then I got a very bad lesson. Oops. Stop looking at the book. Now, you don't have to get the book to sew along with me. You don't have to get the book, but I put a link in there to Halo, which is where I got the book from. You can get it other places, but she's a small business. I try to support her and other small businesses when I am able. So 105, 106. What I do is, and I'm mine is bad, is I get that one's an easy one. I look at the block without looking at the instructions. And I'm covering up the instructions for you guys. I have to get a magnifying glass to see them, or get them very close to my face because I am just blind. Twin Sisters is what it's called. That is a cool name too. But I look at the block and see if I can figure out how they did it, or a different way they did it. The easiest way I can think of, because this goes along somewhat with these card decks. It's trying to open, which is the same thing. And I can't see what's on these card decks for the life of me. All I can do is look at the picture. But we'd done a sew along that had a bunch of them, and some of them were hard. And I was like, why would you even do it that way? It's a skill builder. You can do it their way. I am betting at least 99% of the time I don't. And since I have Christmas colors, I want this. I want to play with this. You know, I haven't even looked at the cards in it yet. Melissa and I need to do a challenge. We need to do a challenge. Pick a block for each other. Coleen says, I do piecing by, oh, thank you for the link, Melissa, by machine. I finished the Mad Party by Art East this spring. Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll have to look. Wow. That is nice, though. I don't, oh. Speaking of challenges, see, this is out of the way. Except for I didn't write it down. I write it down. No, that's not the right one. And I usually try to film me figuring it out. I did do that yesterday. What is next week October? I think it is. I'll have to look at a calendar. I usually film it when I'm figuring it out, so you know you can see that I'm not cheating. This one gave me a little bit of, I had it done with the card deck, which is this. I use this to recreate the blocks. And some of them are simple and some of them are a little more complicated because of the math. But I was going to tell you, I did these two. I was trying to find them last week. This is from Dawn's Quilt Along over at My Quilt Projects. She has designed 64 blocks to go into a quilt, and she has done her big reveal. And if you want to see what that is, you're going to have to go check her out. But anyway, this was the Irish chain, and I think this was some kind of puzzle. I can't remember. Anyway, I think they're both very cute. Let's turn them other ways. And I have my stuff set out so I can make more of her blocks. I'm going to redo the ones that I did because I don't like the colorways I picked. So, good morning, Tracy, which means you did not sleep well. Tracy, where's my knife? I apologize if I missed anything. If you need my attention, if I go off the rails, Melissa knows what to do. Exclamation Coleen will put my name in orange. It may take me a minute because you know there's some lag time between me and you, or sometimes between you and me. And it's okay. We're patient people. I will see it. If I don't see it, then my phone will start going off like crazy because I got good moderators. I had to get a new light this weekend because the old one broke. It's okay. Also, I was going to look for that. I was going to look to see if there was a way to see, which there's not. Switch cameras in studio because I got a permanent camera for over where I do most of my cutting at and my thinking because I can't sit in this chair all day. Okay, let's see. Don't miss October 5th, Babes and Booze starts over at Melissa's. Then we're going to hop from channel to channel with myself, Melissa, Dawn, my quilt projects, as Sylvia. I've already said both of them, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself. We are going to do a channel hop. That's Saturday. I may just say Friday. That Saturday, we're going to do a channel hop. And let's see, Dawn is joining us for that. And we are also doing Christmas time, holiday. That's the word, holiday hop on our channels. Let's see. I have a premiere Friday set at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time so far. That might change. It is the last of the 3-part towel series, and I do have a much better recording of a towel that I'm going to put up when that's done. Because I didn't realize how bad that was when I put it up. I mean, it's good, but it could be better. So I make several hooded towels for my cousin, and I've got 2 others. One is edited and ready to go when I am, and the other one is not yet. And I'm going to make another one for a cousin up in Washington who had a baby. Oh, I've got things to do. Let's see. Ready here. Pick random number. Got it. Oh, I had a question from my friend Dee Dee about what is this thing, this corded thing. What's the corded thing you're using? This is a Dritz mini iron. Exclamation Hall will get you that. I'm trying to think. Where did I get it? I got it on Amazon. If this plate was 2 inches bigger and this was like snap in place, I'm gonna burn myself now. It would be great. It does the job. It works. It takes up less room over here with that, which I'm happy about. I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out if I like it or not. You know, sometimes it takes time to get used to new things. It's got this little stand I've got from my mini Aliso that went out, and you can buy these, I think, just about anywhere. Just silicone iron things. This can sit on that, and the bottom of it actually touches, and it doesn't do anything to this little silicone mat. So it's great for over here when I'm piecing, and that's what I was trying to do, to make my life a little bit easier when I'm over here. Stir all the stuff. Tracy. I see Tracy everywhere. Sherlock Sills. Did I say hi to Sherlock Sills? Lori, hello. Good morning. I saw you come in. Pardon me while I scroll because I'm fear of missing something. Iron Stitches, Tracy. Good morning. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. Tracy says, no, I was tired and went to bed really early for me. Hold on to your seat. I went to bed at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Are you getting old? Is that what's happening? She's a night owl. Okay, now I'm going to try to open this box without showing any personal information because I didn't mark it out or put a post-it over it. I don't know what's in here. See, a box opening to me is when I bought something and I'm showing you. happy mail opening is when somebody sent me something and I am showing you. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to make some more. My son says, I'll open it. I said, she may put a snake in there. Tell you what, you could open it. If there's a snake in there, you let me know. Oh my goodness. Wow. I didn't, oh my goodness. I didn't have a lot of yellows after she had some scraps. Like scraps. Smaller than that would have been, oh. Oh, aren't those pretty? Oh, those are beautiful. Oh my goodness. I have to get a bigger bin for yellows. See, I'm going to apologize now because my voice is going to go really high. I saw her make this, and now I have to tell you. Dawn over my quilt projects sent me this box. Oh my gosh. And I know this is one that she made. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Isn't that the cutest? I need a hook. Nope, that's going to make that dry. It's going to be there for a minute. It's got a pocket inside. It's got a pocket inside. Oh my gosh. You want to see how she made this? I think she did a tutorial on her page. If she hasn't, I think she's like, it's just so sticky. And I have not put okay, I may not open. It may be for show. I'm not going to pull at it. It's just so cute. I think it does open. It does open. It's some type of leather. It doesn't feel like leather. It feels like leather. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh, that's just darling. That is just darling. Be right there. Oops, I need to scroll back down. Oh, what's in your box? Uh-oh. Open the box. Open the box. Oh, did you guys want to see what was in the box? My bad. Oh, okay. Lori says she puts a little iron like that in a cup. I thought about doing that because I've seen other people do that. Thank you for sharing, Dawn. Okay. Thank you, Coleen and Tracy and let's try to say Sylvia. Tracy and Melissa and Lynn. Oh, that is, Dawn is the quilt police. Couldn't tell it because she's just like, she doesn't. Oh, I forgot this was, she did tell me this was coming. I forgot. It is a cheater panel with upside down people. You see that purple behind me? I think that would be beautiful on the back when I finish that. I'm going to build it out. I don't know how yet. That is a huge piece. Gonna fussy cut those and add, oh. Now I noticed my grandma's template is a little bit different than this. Her arm seems to have more of a what is that, a right angle on my grandma's templates, or my grandma's blocks that I made into. You know what I mean. And the bonnet is different. And she didn't have any feet. Okay, I'm trying to get through it. I just get, oh, those are cool. Honeycombs, a blooming bunch. Oh, that is cool. Hexes for, is it English paper piecing? I can do wide seams. I bet I could do this on the thing. That's going to be fun. Okay, sorry. I'm just oohing on over everything. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Somebody was cleaning out their stash. I'm just saying. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Let's pause out for a second. Thank you, Sherry. Isn't that just... These are going to work. I have an announcement in a week or two. And these are going to be gorgeous. I can use them in what I'm going to do. Oh, that gray is not coming across as gray. A gray with the roses on it. Oh, I pet fabric. That's what I do. Oh. I wanted to make a baseball quilt for my cousin's son because her husband's like big Cardinals fan. And that is so cool. Let's see. You see what's in it? It's a layer cake. Game time. They probably don't call it a layer cake. I think layer cake is trademarked, so they probably call it just the 10 by 10 pieces. And a panel. I can't get this thing open quick enough. Yes. Oh my gosh. Isn't that pretty? I need to change that and make it a template. Yeah, I think I used my only Halloween pattern I had. Maybe I have more. I don't think I do. Now I do. It's got that stripe. Oh, I love the polka dot. I don't know why. Pardon my bending. That's just how it's going to work. Now I think, where did she get this? I can't remember if she said she made one or she bought one. I can't remember. But look at those colors. It's a rainbow. Oh my gosh. And that little fabric around it. I like rainbow. Now, if you don't know me, you know that I'm going to be hoarding for a while until I'm done appreciating. And goodbye. Thank you. And thank you, Don. Yes. Talk about blessed. Oh my goodness. I have another charm pack that's called, well, it's not this color, but look at that. Can you see the shimmer? Oh my goodness. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will try to flip through. That has got some shimmer to it. Oh my goodness. Isn't that cute? Is there a fabric called shimmer? They should have just a fabric called shimmer. Thank you. And that was my happy mail. And indeed, it was very happy. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Now I need to get back on track. I'm doing okay. Put these on top so I remember. And I tease about my announcement here in a couple weeks because I'm waiting on a template I designed, 2 templates I designed to get in before I open the thing out completely. Oh, that is perfect. Those are perfect. I love them. She wasn't sure I was going to. I do. I'm going to put this somewhere I can see it all the time. You're going to have to sit there for now. We'll find a place for you. English paper piecing. I know that's what these are for. It doesn't say that on there. Okay. And I could taste that for back in the game. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was a very nice gift. I haven't bought a lot of fabric. I bought that one piece to go on the back of something. I don't think I've bought hardly any since this time last year. And it was for my birthday. So it was a very, very nice surprise. Oh, Tracy says that would be, the witch, yes. Are you insinuating something, my friend? I tease. The witch, oh, yes, the witch panel for my birthday, because my birthday is just a couple days before Halloween. Yet Halloween, I need Halloween earrings. I made some last time. I may have to make them again this time, because a piece of wire and a piece of chipboard or something like that for like $6, I'm like, no, those are like one season earrings. Occasionally, I do splurge if I see them pretty enough. But okay. I don't plan on cleaning today after the live. All right. Yes, Dawn is a sweetheart, Dawn. You're getting lots of love over here in the chat. And hopefully you go check her out. She is a sweetheart. She's a friend down in Texas. She works. She's a mom. She has a YouTube channel. And she does a very good job keeping up with it all. I know she feels overwhelmed sometimes and all that, but she doesn't realize how good she's doing. Okay, this week's block. Now, I put all the fabric requirements down below. When I cut these yesterday, I messed up cutting them. I didn't intend to cut them in half. I intended on strip piecing them together like that and then subcutting them. But it is what it is. So after I cut one like that, I had to cut the other with it like that. That is our stripes. That right there is all the stripes. Now, why this one gave me trouble is I had this 2.5 inch. I think this may be upside down. I had this 2.5 inch FPP. And I was trying to build around it to get the rest of them. And a square is sketchy math. I was going to say, okay, I'm going to have to really articulate this well, or YouTube is going to say it's funky math. That's what I was going to call it. It's funky math. But this square is 2 inches. So I knew this was 2 inches. I cannot figure out what this was. I figured out what this was. This was going to be, is it 2 inches? 2.5. Did I just cut that wrong? I have to think. 1, 2, 2.5. I think I just cut these wrong that I did earlier. Anyway, this right here, for some reason, my brain did not want to communicate the size. And people who have done these for a while, the square to square, they probably know what size to do that in. But that's what I was struggling with. So I was like, okay, I can make one and I can cut these too big, and I know it needs a 1/4 inch seam here, and then I can trim it down to that 1/4 inch seam and see what it is. It's 3.5 unfinished right here. So now that I know that is 3.5 unfinished, I know these need to be 3.5 inches wide. I'm still questioning what I did with those. No, 1.5. Those are 1.5, right? No, not that way. What if I did that? Why do I get 1 3/4? We're not going to talk about it. It's the right size. Anyway, when you start with square and a square, you get some quirky numbers. Okay, that's big enough. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. This little thingy madilly is on. And I made a new, I'll put the video up, pressing mat that loves everything. It's duck cloth, which is what I had before from Walmart. Okay. Remember this over mine. Trying to stay away from my monitor. My monitor is over there. Let's see. Oh, thank you. See that? You know, I used to always say a rising tide, what is it, lifts all ships. And Tracy Iron Stitches is being the tide. Good morning, Deb S., the Peg Mama Quilter. She says, good morning. She had a live this last week. Things run together. In my mind, come out my mouth the same way. Last Sunday. Okay, so I am using these. I put the measurements in, so if you're not using this, you can still do it with these measurements. I'm using the same measurements. So first, I start from the inside and work my way out. First thing is get that square to square together. Let's put that up there. Let's get the square to square together. I'm going to tilt just a little bit more. Ignore the outside. I have no intentions of fixing that anytime soon, although I did a month ago. Okay, number one. I'm using a Petite, so it doesn't matter which side it's on. I can't tell the difference. If you can't tell the difference, then you put the right side down, the wrong side, right side away from you, wrong side up. And I'm just eyeballing. That was a very bad eyeball. I didn't want to put it down. This is where a light pad comes in handy. With this new light, it's preventing my window from doing its job. You can almost see. So basically, corners over there. Okay, then I took the, what was it I took? 2.5? I need to look. It's marked for what it's for. Square to square. And I cut them. Is that how I did it? We're going to go with that's how I did it. All you need is a 1, 2, 3 inch square. Cut on the diagonal, both directions. Grab one of those. This white on white is messing with my eyes. I can't see the difference, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see. Number 2. I'm going to cut that block back because I know from yesterday it was a little bit. The 2 inches I used was just a tad bigger. Not there, it's not. I make there it is. I just said she likes that FPP. I like FPP. I do. I like mixing it with traditional piecing. That way you don't get exhausted from one. So I'm doing that. I'm making sure I have the 1/4 inch over that center square for my seam allowance. The center square, you go out 1/4 inch. That way you have, that's your seam allowance that you're adding. Let's not do that. Okay. Number 2. Then I just, you could get finicky and, you know, fold it. Fold this. Fold your paper. Press in the center with the nails or your pressing stick or whatever. Press at the center. That line's kind of hard to see, but now I've got a line there. Stick with number 2 today. But now I've got a line there so I can put my number 2. I can line it up there, but I can't see it that well, so I'm going to really hope that this is right. I should have the same amount going over my corners right here, which is more or less 1/4 inch. And then you just sew on the paper, or you can fold the paper back and sew beside the paper to save it. This is a, what is this? Fat quarter shop. It's So Emma. I got it from Halo. Back stitch. I think I am good at FPP, but my friend Sylvia is amazing. And she does custom FPP from pictures for a small fee, of course. And when I say small, I mean small. We're all pretty frugal. And that's why that does not cover my entire paper. But it does cover the entire tube. So that is just the right size. I know I didn't have this set up right when I did it. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Deborah. Oh. Face is itching this morning. Are you at home? I usually, and I forgot to, I just pulled this out. I usually, what I do with the Fat Quarter Shop It's So Emma papers is this out here, where this line is. This is just waste. You don't even need to fill that. The square, this square right here, I usually trim that line. And then I have, with my seam allowance, what's in the middle. It doesn't have the seam allowance drawn in there like some do, with a dotted line. So, whoops, what did I do? This is just perfect for, stop thinking me, for this. Let's see if I can get this to the window. Probably can't see so well. Well, new light seemed like a good idea until now. You know what? I am going to trim that paper off because it bugs me. I'm going to trim the paper that I don't need. That way I just have the square and a square with the seam allowance. I looked at that, I was like, oh man, I've already messed up today. No, it's just I do it different. My friend Halo did do a tutorial on these papers, and the papers do come with instructions. I am just a pain. Got home Sunday, Deborah says. Cool. Okay, and see, now you can see that piece of fabric I added completely covers the paper. And that will not mess with my head now. Now I'm going to go to 3, which is right across from it. 3, the same thing. You can fold it to find the center. You can just try to get your corners the same distance, and I'm good with that. It's a little bit faster. If you need it to be better, more precise, please be more precise. It's okay. Apparently, everybody says this, and I've missed it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. My friend Dawn said that on one of her videos, and then our friend Laura Lynn said that the other day, and I was like, that's true. Do you know what skinning a cat refers to? I looked it up a while back. I was like, why did you say that? So I've got that. I'm going to press it back with my fingers. There's, a little bit of bias and stuff because these are cut from scraps that are all kinds of directions, and I did not, stop hitting that. I did not double check the bias before I did this, so if there's bias, be careful pulling it. Let's see. Get this done, then I'll read the chat because I'm horribly slow. And I'm just trimming off what is outside of that square of FPP. I can trim anything with on there. Just put those over there so it stops messing with me. I get sidetracked easy. Okay, so we've done 2 and 3. Let's go for 4. Same thing. I'm just getting those relatively over the edge and sewing on the line. But on this one, instead of, you can't see that. On the other 2, you start at the intersection and stop at the intersection. You can see the stitches where I stopped and started. Now these two, I was hanging on all by itself. These two, I'm going to start off the paper and back stitch and go across the paper, all the way across the paper. And I need to realign that. I saw that, Tracy. Tracy! That's what I'm going to call her. Tracy! I saw that. Tracy Albert. And it's just sewing on the line. I ran out of bottom. I knew that was coming. I made a change yesterday. Pardon me. Josie says you can't trim anything with your iron, Coleen. Have we used the term Captain Obvious here? I'm going to bring my bobbin thread up. That's why I don't use the little cutter over here to cut it off. I like to bring the bobbin thread up. It's how I learned, and it makes it easier to hang on to my threads. Now we're going to try that again. And this time we're going to sew it. Didn't have them even. Or you could take your ruler, set it from corner to corner. If that one's in the center, go into that corner, you know it's in the center. I just thought of that, which would be a very speedy way to do it. Hang on to the threads with my finger over here instead of using leaders and enders, which drives my friends crazy because they've been doing this a while and they like it, leaders and enders. So I'm going to put the other one, I'm not going to fold that one back yet. I'm going to put the other one right there. I'll show you what I mean about the ruler. That was very close to the center. Actually, I'm going to leave it there because I'll just mess it up. You can see that diagonal line goes from tip to tip. Also hits the tip of that triangle I just added. No, not Tracy. Not Tracy. Lori. Window shopping always gets me in trouble. And look what I just did. Especially when I go to Halos. She's got all the stuff. Oh, and if you were looking for the Curve Appeal by 3 Yard Quilts, when I looked Friday night, they had it in over at Halo. Off the paper, back stitch, back stitch, back stitch. Covers up our paper. Oh, this one's barely making it. Somebody was a little loosey-goosey with that stitch. Press it, and then I'll trim it. You could easily take these measurements and do the same thing for a square and a square. I just think FVP is a little bit easier, a little more accurate, a lot straighter lines for me. Then I'm going to trim those off, sit in our ruler over that square piece of paper. Which is 2.5 inches. It really works, I swear it does. See, chat. Good morning, Sylvia. Somebody said Sylvia. Good morning, Sylvia. It is holiday. That sounds awful, deal. Do that later. Okay, now we have the square and the square, which is my starting point. This is where I went wonky. See, these are oversized, but that's okay because I am going to trim them down. I had a strip of fabric. I put the correct size underneath the video so you could just crisscross cut. I had a strip of fabric and all I did was I put my ruler on there like that. I lined up the 3s because that's as far as it could go, and I cut them. I know it's too much for this, but that's okay. That gives me plenty of ways to mess up and still be good. Now this one, when it goes on, so you see it lines up with that, the way I got it. I didn't see that Sunday when I did this. Now we know. And it doesn't matter which one you put on first. I could pin the 2 opposites and sew them at the same time, but I'm not pinning on a lot because pins bite me every time. Every time they bite me. It's not nice. Oh, Deborah Holman, I was going to tell you, this morning I looked up country music 2024 popular, and I regretted my choices. I'm just going to do them since the square and square was one side then the other. That's what I'm going to do here too. I'm going to do them across from one another, then press, then do the other 2. I looked that up this morning because I thought I was going to listen to some good country music, and I like some of the new stuff. Regretted that pretty quick. Okay, again, that corner lined up there. It was videos. The first one, I was like, okay. Oh, there's cussing in that song. If you cuss, I am not shaming you. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just saying I don't do it. And my friends know that I don't really like it. I think there's better ways to communicate, but sometimes I still think that's the way to communicate in some situations. It's rare, but anyway. So I watched the first one. I was like, okay, there's cussing in that one. The second one, I was like, there's cussing in that one. The third one, I was like, why? Why can we not put a video up without swearing? They were able to do it back, when country was country. And it was just very disappointing. Getting my happy live self up and going, and that did not help. And when you sew on the back of the papers, you can make sure that you're getting your corners right there. See, I'm just under those corners. It worked. Oh, talking about the rain. Yeah, it's no good to have rain on your holiday. I'm not going to trim those yet. I'm going to do the other 2 sides, same way. Lining up this corner. Now this has a little more waist than I usually do. I usually try to make it as low waist as possible, but the strip that I was using, I'm going to do it on this side because I want to sew from the end of this fabric where it connects. I want the 1/4 inch to go all the way across the other fabric. So I'm going to sew from the top side. I don't know why I'm backstitching. I'm going to cut that off anyway. That's not straight. I'm going to do that again. Sometimes my 1/4 inch forgets that it's a 1/4 inch halfway through or at the end. And I know that is a me problem. So I just go back. I don't press my seam open, so this isn't going to bother me. I press them to the side. I'm going to go back. You can tell it was just barely, but barely is enough to throw off the block. And I knew I could do better. You can see the 2 lines of stitching. I'm not ashamed, because I get better every time I do it and every time I correct it. Muscle memory, my brain, and it's thundering. Lining this point up with that point. Look at that. Oops. Set over here crooked. That's okay. We're going to square it up so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do it from the top because we're going to go over one corner to the next. This block was just so easy and cute. And this is what I did Sunday. I was like, okay, I know that's going to give me more than 1/4 of an inch when I do these, so then I can square it down, get my 1/4 inch, and find out what that's supposed to be. Oh, I almost took off that corner. See, I have a lot of room to square down here, and I did that intentionally. JC knows what I was about to do. Iron stitches. Tracy says, true, Coleen, seam lines have a low tolerance. Yeah, I am horrible doing patterns. Just leave it there. Stop moving it. Oh, my friend Tracy. Tracy! Can't iron with the rotary cutter Coleen either. I know, right? You put a new piece of equipment over here and suddenly everything's getting touched. What am I doing? Now when I'm trimming this, I'm going to make sure I have a 1/4 inch. Let's see if I can. This is what I did yesterday. I know it's going to be 3 1/2, but I'm going to start. I can see my center square is coming along that line pretty good. It's about 1/8 off, which is, that's what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to actually right at, okay. I'll fold this up to show you after I do it. So this first one, when I trimmed it, see how it lines up with the top of my block right here? And it gives me that 1/4 of an inch up there if I move my thumb. And I'm going to do that to the other side. Actually, I don't have to do that to the other side because now I have a straight point to work from. And this is supposed to be 3 1/2 inches. So I'm going to go 3 1/2 inches across and assume that I keep that point. Whoops. I didn't say that. Every time. I slip every time. Let's see how bad that was. That was not a bad one. I've done worse. So now we've got 3 1/2 inches across. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I'm trying. And now I'm going to line up my bottom line, pick a spot, and do the same thing the other direction and hope that that works. Get my 1/4 inch. I've got lines, reference lines right here around that square for my straight. And this line right here is straight, so in theory, this is working. Now I'm going to do 3 1/2 again. So for don't use this side. Oh, this 1/2 inch on this ruler gets me every other time. 3 1/2. Why does that look wonky? Because that's not actually 3 1/2, is it? I've got 3 1/8. I cut off somewhere I shouldn't have. Okay, we're still going to do it 3 1/2. My cutting was not exact. I'll show you because I show things. I am 1/8 short on one side. Or not, I was just measuring. The measuring is off. Okay, I'm good. 3 1/2. And yes, I had that much waste. But we got a good 1/4 inch square to square. Alrighty. Now let's strip the let's not strip. Let's not do that. Not today. It's not that kind of show. Okay. I've got my light and my medium, which is my gray. And I actually used an off-white in the stripes on this one. It's hard to tell from the white, but it is an off-white. I'm just going to chain piece those, 1/4 inch. Oh, Angel, just go. See? Angel, you start stuff. I think that's what I'm finished doing. Most people working at this time of day. Or getting ready to. Make sure my right sides are together. Edges are lined up. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, thank you. Tracy said, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate my mods. Oh, Coleen, sorry to see you go. But yeah, I have to say goodbye. Work on the house requires me to vacate it until tomorrow. Oh, bummer. Hey, I did not. Well, that's okay. What I did, and I just did it the opposite of what I wanted to. I have some grunge fabric. I am not a particular fan of the green specks and this off-white grunge. So I was going to put them in the back because it just leaves an off-white on one side. I did not do that on this one. Thank you for stopping by, Coleen. It's weird saying Coleen for me. I appreciate it. And you be safe. Woohoo! Got all the links in. I should have finger pressed that better. This does not get as hot as an iron. It does the job though. And this one, you can see the green. It was a design choice. Stop that. Oh, is Lynn leaving? Oh no, she's calling. See, it messes with me. I thought Lynn was taking off too. Yep, I have reached my hour. Now, last time I had a glass cup over here to hold something, I busted it. It felt very bad. And these are going to trim to 3 1/2 inches. I'm going to put them together and do them at the same time. I don't put them on top of each other because that would be a mess. I know me. And if I know me, I am trimming them, subcutting them 3 1/2 inches. So like that, all 4 of their sides are done. Let's see. And the gray goes inward. So these are going here. Let's take that one off. We don't need no stinking finished block. I say odd things. It's just a thing. Then that is our center. So far, so good. And actually, I talked a half hour, so this is a fast block. And because I used scraps and this was a jelly roll, I went ahead and I cut these at 2.5 inches, and I'm going to trim them down to 2 inches, right? Yeah, trim them down to 2 inches like these, instead of using the 4 at a time method, which the 4 at a time method is you put the light and the dark fabrics right sides together, and instead of sewing across here, you sew a 1/4 inch all the way around and then cut them on the diagonal. That would give you all 4, but I'm using smaller pieces, and that required it was a little bit over 2.5, which was bigger than what I had, so I made do with what I had. But for the 2 at a time, I drew my line with my friction pen that may or may not disappear in heat and come back in cold. And we're gonna zip. I have not been good about getting in chat today. Thank you to my moderators. They are on it. Don't forget to visit them. Say hi. Be the time. And this week I plan on squaring this one up right if I get the right tool. One week I made it too small. Since I started out pressing, I'm going to continue pressing. This is on the bias, so it stretches. I do try to be careful, but I'm not great about that. And what bias is, if you don't understand bias, I understand bias some. It's one way the fabric has stretch. Oh, you can see that good. One way it has stretch. The other way it doesn't. That way it doesn't have stretch. This way it does. That is the bias. And it can stretch on you, which will make your... That wasn't right. Press to the light side. We don't do that if we don't have to. Tracy, did you hear my thunder? Iron Stitches says, ooh, I just heard thunder. Yeah, when we want rain, I request it from Lori. Sherlock Sews. I like rain. And right now, looking out my window, it is leaves, and I can't see the nasty porch over there that needs to be redone. I did talk to my husband about that, though. I can see the leaves and the clouds, and out that way, there are cows. Now I'm going to square this up to 2 inches. It gives you just enough room to square, at least with my 1/4 inch it does. And I'm just going to be getting slivers off. Let go. And this block is called the Triangles and Stripes. In case I didn't mention that. Every Tuesday, I do a live, and at the moment, I am getting blocks from this book. It may change if I have something else that I just have to sew and have to put off the random number picker for the week or something. It's always possible. But right now, I'm able to keep up. See, just a few threads coming off that. I'm using the diagonal line on my ruler. I guess I should tell you. I use the diagonal line on my ruler, align the corner up here, and then line this edge with the 2 inch and this edge with the 2 inch, because that's what I'm wanting is a 2 inch one. And have I mentioned that we love our lurkers? So if you're lurking and not able to chat, thank you. Or not wanting to chat, that's okay too. And the reds go to the inside. clean up my mess. And now we're just, what are we gonna do? How did I do this yesterday? Okay. Where's my clips? I don't want to pin myself. See, I got extra pins for over here so I don't have to do things like this. And then I don't want to use them because I have poked myself so many times. I'm going to put both sides over onto the center. And I'm going to clip them so they stay there so I can chain piece. By the way, I did have somebody make a comment on a short that I don't know how to respond because it's just not something in my control. They didn't like the words that were going over part of what I was showing. I'm sorry about that. I can try to move my stuff up when I record, but I do try to keep that in mind because YouTube does some funny things. And if you didn't get the notification, you are not alone. YouTube is not sending out notifications when there are premieres and lives to everyone. Why? I suspect so it's because they want to keep money. I don't know. Actually, it's costing them more for people to watch a replay than the live. Okay. Now I have all those pinned. And I'm going to zip down and down and you get a drink of coffee real quick. Yes, I have giant coffee. I need to move my recliner over here because I could just look out that pretty scenery window all day. Quarter inch, making sure this side is lined up. The edges are lined up. I did not hang on to my threads. Oh, and last week, why my machine was giving me fits and I was blaming this possessed machine. Not, okay, still the possessed machine's fault, but not as I thought. When I was winding bobbins, I had one that I rewound like 20 times because the bobbin winder was not doing it smoothly. Finally, I was like, okay, I'm using it. Could turn that over to make sure I don't hit that point, but I think I could feel it. If I measured right, I shouldn't have to worry about that. My quarter inch is good. I like a stormy day. My body doesn't like it so much. As I've learned from my friends, it has something to do with barometric pressure and all that stuff. But I like a stormy day. I could just sit here and just look outside all day and be happy. This one wasn't so straight. I also have seam tape on here, which helps with longer seams. Every time. Every time I think I'm going to be clever. No, not today. That. I missed that corner. Like I said, if I did everything right, I didn't miss the corner. That means very little when I'm doing it. That's why I didn't fiddle with my edges a whole lot down there because I knew when I got up here I would have to redo them. It just I have tried this before and gotten frustrated. See how those are hooked together now? Like pins, so I just should have to move everything to the front and let's see. I want that way, so I'm going to press the top outward. So that on top and press back, and then I'm going to press the opposite direction. So I'm putting the green on top and pressing back there, and then going outward here again, outward here, inward there. I forget to set my seams all the time, and this is going to be off, isn't it? That is. I'm going to resew this because that's not right. That's way too far off. I think I got scared because I knew that intersection was coming up, and I went sideways. Much better. Yeah, much better. I want the green on top though. And then to the red. To the red and to the green for the colors I'm using. If you're using different colors, it will be a different standard. This has a very long cord on it, which I do like. And I'm not concerned about it getting knocked over so much. I do not want to turn into the green. Probably would have been easier to do it the opposite way, but that's all right. And I don't send my quilts out to long armor, so I don't have to worry about the bulk in that way. You still, you don't want a lot of bulk because your pin hits that and it jumps. And I twisted that. I twisted that seam. So over here where it's twisted, I'm not cutting my threads, but I am snipping that seam, making one side go one way, another one's go the other way. And the seam is intact. All right, now we got the pressing done. We're going to get our little ledges right here that we made lined up together. This one is going to butt up against the other one and flatten the seam right here. And I'm going to clip it. And this one is going to butt up against that one. If you run your nail across this, you can feel, that's the wrong way. So I could feel it. You can feel the lip right there. Or is that not? Okay, that is right. It didn't look right. And the lip on this side. And you want those to butt up against each other. And when they do, they get very flat. And if you do this for a while, you can feel it eventually. I couldn't at first. It drove me nuts. Always hearing, you can feel it. It's just, it goes flat. I can't feel it. Clearly, I have lost feeling in my hands because everybody else could. I know I say odd things. And when I flatten them, I'm lining up the top edge of this and the top edge of that. And now I will. Oh, you haven't made coffee? Well, that gets my attention. Hurry, make the coffee. I'm just going to do the 1/4 inch down both sides where I've got them clipped. And this block will be finished. And I can could not hold those again, and I could feel it. This machine is probably the cheapest one they had at Walmart when I got it. I can't remember if I got it at Walmart, actually. I may have got it from brother, may have got it from Amazon. So, relatively speaking, inexpensive. And it works. I do change it out for quilting because I got a better machine first. Slightly better machine, same brand. Take your clips off when you get to them. What do you do? We are about to go. And I'm sneaking peek to make sure my green is lined up. Holding my finger over that nested seam. That's the word, nested. So it doesn't move. I hold it all the way up too. I was pushing that seam towards me, so I had to release it. The better your 1/4 inches, and that one was not good, at the beginning and end of half square triangles, the better luck you have, if everything else is good, of keeping your tips. I realized that why I lose most of my tips, a good part of it is because I don't get the 1/4 inch all the way down. That one did good. Okay. I'm getting better now. Better is good. And we're happy with better. You learn things during your journey. And it's your journey, nobody else's. Oh, Lynn. Lynn's eating chocolate. Yeah. Don't pull your threads. I have to pull them to get them up so I can reach them. Finger press that, and my seams are going away from each other. Ta-da! I've got these seams on the back. The green really should have went out. I made a bad choice, but that's okay. There is our block. Triangles and stripes, and that's the back, and I will fiddle with that. I will probably try to spin some seams, which means I'm going to take out some stitches because that is one of my goals this year is spinning my seams. But I'm not going to do that on the line. And this isn't the greatest for long seams or pressing an entire block, this little thingy. But it's pretty good for FPP, little pieces. And I think I actually am going to keep my 1/4 inch all the way around. I've been doing this for 3 years. Not straight. It's not something I do every day, every weekend, a weekend here, a weekend there. So I'm getting better. That is the triangles and stripes block. I'll measure it in a second. I may have to make more. Those are maybe it's because it's Christmas. Thank you. Gorgeous block, beautiful block. I missed a lot of chat. I do read it afterwards. Oh, cold air and allergies. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me. I know my tutorials are different. But I think the goal is inspiring and showing you when I'm not perfect. But which one did I just do? I did this one, so let me measure it. But 2, you don't have to be perfect. Let's see, where is that one? Everybody make room. 6.5 inches. It's going wonky up there because it's hitting some. I don't know if you can see that, but it is 6.5 inches. It looks like I need to re-iron it and give it a little tug that way. Yeah, that was a problem. Once it's ironed really good, put some starch on it, put some water on it, which is not just the same, but just as good for me usually. Yeah, and we finished our block. Hour and a half. Not bad. But it's 1 hour because I really need to fix these seams because those are going to drive me nuts. I'll show you what I'll do real fast and then we'll get in chat real quick. I'm going to clip this so it turns. Don't clip all the way down to the stitches. Someone is gasping. Stop it. There. Now when I iron that, that's gonna lay straighter and less bulky. Let's see if you can see where I clipped them. I just clipped them. Because I can, and there is no one here going to stop me. All right. Looks like everybody's. Aw, thank you, Tracy. Iron just says, your tutorials are perfect, Coleen, with a hearty smile. A heart-y smile. A hearty smile. I have missed so much chat. Let me scroll up really quick and I will make this really fast. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I'm just going to have to get all the chat after the live because that's going to take me a while. I appreciate everybody here and everybody chatting. You know, lives are a great place to catch up with other quilty friends in the chat. And if you don't have that chat box dropped, you should. I'm sure there's somebody funny in it because the blue people, we have issues. No wrenches were thrown. Okay, don't miss the premiere I have Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Please check out my moderators and my friends. There are links below in the description box. There are links in the chat box. There will probably be links in the first comment if I ever remember to put them there because I'd like to share people. And I don't watch everybody. I couldn't possibly have time. I've tried to, and oh, that does not work. But they do appreciate you checking them out. I'm not telling you have to subscribe to them or I'm not going to like you. I'm just saying, yeah, check them out. Then you do you. Make an educated choice. Don't miss Mom and Pop. They are on 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern Time. And Laura Lynn is doing a cross stitch. Very cute. I lurk. Go in and say hi, and then I lurk because for some reason after I do a live, I want to do stuff that has sewing to do with it. And once I get in that chat, Miss Sunshine, Laura Lynn, she keeps me there. She keeps me there because she's a magnet. So anyway, don't forget 11 a.m. Mom and Pop. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate everyone coming. I'm glad we didn't have any technical issues today. Woohoo! It's a win. Let's keep that win going for ourselves today. Enjoy your day. Try making this block. It is scrap friendly. You know, get some scraps. See what you think of it. Doesn't hurt much. You're just using some scraps. Take care. I love you. Be the light you hope to see in others.